Cooking with fire. What's your desire? Let me make you some good to eat. It be so good you'll fall asleep. Now you're cooking with fire, elevating dishes higher. Let me fix you some good and sweet. I'll put a wiggle in your feet. I can go savory or sweet, no matter what we gon' eat. I can go savory or sweet, no matter what.
What's up, what's up, what's up? How are we today? First of all, this is a nice, beautiful day, and I just want to say I love you for being here, for watching, for supporting, for clicking the like button, for subscribing, for hitting that bell. Okay, so now that that's over, yes, I've been a little bit behind on my shows, but that's because my other hats that I wear has just been really taken off, okay? I'm just talking about a blessing. I'm just going to right now just take a moment and give God praise. To give God great divine, you know what I'm saying? Just a little praise and just thank Him, you know, for where I am at in my life. Okay, so, got that out. So now, we're gonna do a tamale pie today, okay? How's that? As you can see, all my ingredients that I'm starting with, and how am I elevating this dish? Well, most tamale pies do not have black beans, okay? They use green chili sauce. Well, guess what? I didn't have the green chili sauce, but guess what? When I read the ingredients of this guacamole salsa, its main base is green chili sauce. So a little bit of elevation with the guacamole in it, you know. And so anyway, I've added more different vegetables than they usually say on the recipe. So we will be working with all of the colors of the green peppers. We will be working with the big leeks and some different types of onions like shallots at the same time, okay? And celery, which is also not a requirement. See, when I do ground beef, I just like to have these particular elements, vegetables, in my ground beef, okay? So one of the things we're gonna do is you're gonna come on over here with me to the stove, all right? So like I said, all of our ingredients right here is what's going to make this tamale pie. So come on back here to the stove with me. Let's get started. All right, so we are here. We're going to start with, I deeply apologize, that's not normally how I start. I normally start with my vegetables, okay? I like to get the vegetables cooked down first, okay? And so what's in here is not a lot of oil, but I sprayed it with some coconut spray is what I did with the bottom of the pan. And so isn't that beautiful? So we're going to let those cook down. Once they cook down, and what I'm going to do is allow those to cook down, and I'm not going to measure. So this is, I'm going to tell y'all right now, freestyle, off the cuff. My seasonings, as we know, my 3 blend of garlic powder, pepper, and onion powder, okay? So you can say that's probably about a ½ teaspoon, okay? So I kind of know. My other blend that I love is paprika and smoked paprika and turmeric blend, okay? You know, this is all to keep us healthy. So again, I know about how to measure a ½ teaspoon. And again, we're going to use my salt blend, which is Himalayan salt and a sea salt with iodine, okay? So we're going to sprinkle that because, you know, vegetables need to have a little flavor too, okay? So yeah. Getting those all nice and sauteed. Now it does look dry, doesn't it? That means we're not going to be dealing with any unnecessary oils or fats other than what's in the ground beef, which I will make a well like I like to do. Yeah. And we will add the beef. Now the beef that I am using is a organic, okay? grass-fed beef. And so it's kind of been sitting in the air for a second or two, so the coloring doesn't look attractive. But we're gonna get that all mixed all up. As you can see, it's starting to form its own oils, the little bit that is in it. One of the things you will also learn if you do, you know, do ground beef or something with this, when you deal with the organic ground beef, there's not a lot of fat, okay? So you will understand, you will get to learn, and the little bit that it does, it's just right, but it's just nice to know that you're not dealing, you don't have a lot of fat at the end to drain or anything like that when you use the leaner the ground beef you use, okay? So we're gonna let that, look how that just, so yeah, we're gonna let that go ahead and mix. See that? It's not dry anymore. So sometimes we have to really think. We use more grease, more oils, more salts than we need. So you really master flavor of your food, you know? And okay, so even though the vegetables got seasoned a little bit, guess what I'm gonna do now? Again, you need to measure, get yourself a half a teaspoon and go ahead and measure if you don't do things old school like me, okay? So because the ground beef is not measured, I would say right now I increased it to a teaspoon and a half. I mean, yeah. No, not a teaspoon and a half, but just a full teaspoon. Just for the meat to be seasoned now. Again, with the same seasonings again. And again, think about this. Nothing is salt based except for the salt. You see what I'm saying? Everything else you see me using, there is no salt, only flavor. Your herbs, oh, that smells so good. Oh, my stars. I will also let you know this is my first time doing this one. So that looks pretty good. So you know what I'm going to do right now? We are going to add, our beans. Okay. That's right. Don't be shallow. When things get hard, don't be looking for something to blame. I love this song. It's like Rocky. All right, next we're gonna add our corn. Okay. This is our filling. Let's get all that out of there. Right. See, that's champion music right there. Come on. One of the things that's so important when you're cooking is have fun. Okay? Make sure you have fun with it. Put a lot of love in it. Look at that color. That look good. Next, now we're gonna add the tomatoes. Now I pre-seasoned. These are tomatoes that no salt. Okay, so what I did was add some cilantro to it and a little bit of my salt to it to give the tomatoes a good flavor. So guess what? We're gonna turn the fire down on this just a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna let this sit and cook a bit, simmer a bit, get all mixed up, you know, get acquainted. Y'all get acquainted with everybody, because everybody is in this pot together. I wish our community, I wish our world could be like this. I'm gonna put a lid on that, and we're gonna go back over here, and we're gonna start on the cornbread. Okay, so see you on the other side. Hey you guys, I got to come back. There's a few things that I overlooked. Okay, so before we move on to the bread, there are some important ingredients that need to be added to this that I forgot to talk about, which is your green chilies, which we are substituting. As I was saying, the salsa, when I read the ingredients, it had green chili in it. The kicker is the avocado. So we have to add that to it. Okay. Next, we will be adding the cumin, okay, which is a very important ingredient, and chili powder is mixed with that along with a little bit of the sea salt again, okay? So we're going to add that too. So those ingredients, and there's starch. I apologize. There's 2 tablespoons of starch, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and 1 teaspoon of chili powder, okay? So we're going to get that going and allow that to simmer together. Oh, that gives a different aroma right there. And then I'll put the lid back on this, and we will this time go over to get the bread started, which I probably should have did first, a little backwards, but this will still give it enough time to simmer. That smells so good. All right, here we go. All right, over here, I am going to not suggest that you do your bread last. Okay? I am going to, or let's see. It may not make a difference. So I waited to blend this because it is very warm. Okay? And very warm. And so now it looks like I am going to be, and this is, you use any cornbread you want. This is Jiffy, 2 boxes. To me, that's a little stiffer. We'll keep blending. And so I'm using 2 boxes because the difference, what I am going to do is...
it's zoomed in on the bowl, so all your hand movements can't be seen.
Okay, so anyway, what I am going to do different is I am going to have a bottom crust of bread. Then line it with the tamale, then top it off with the cheese and the cornbread, and put a little cheese in the middle, okay? So that's what's going to be different about this. This is a little stiff, so I do want to add a little bit of milk to this. I do want to make this a little bit looser. So it requires 1/3 of milk and 1 egg per box. And so, but because I put 2 together, I'm going to add just a little bit more to it. All right, this is the equivalent of 1/3, but we're just going to put half of that in first and see how it loosens it up. Okay. I think that's a rockabou. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spread the bottom of this. Okay? So basically 1 box will basically kind of go on the bottom to give it a bottom crust. And the glass pan, it is sprayed with coconut oil, okay? So let you know. So it's not just, in there. All right. That's about good enough because it will spread. So that's good enough. All right, so we're gonna put this in the oven. And let that bake a little bit, not cook all the way, but kind of like a pie crust. You always put your pie crust, your bottom crust in the oven first so it can cook a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because the filling is already done. And so all we want to do is the bread to get done. And the thinner the bread is, the faster it will cook. So we'll get this in the oven. And we're going to give that about 15-20 minutes, and we will be back, okay? And add the filling to it and the top crust. See you in a few. So now we're back. The bottom is ready, which is a little bottom heavy. I wonder why. Anyway, so did put a little bit more in here at the bottom. I needed that more or less at the top, but it's quite all right. So what we're gonna do is now we're gonna add our filling. Okay, my stars. I can't wait till it's finished, to be honest. I know Jordan can't wait. Oh yeah, we're gonna put it all up in there. Because see, the bottom is thick. And so the top is thinner and nothing goes to waste. Maybe I should have used I could have used a larger pan. You know, I didn't think that it would be so much. So if I just use it like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but understand, a little bit of this and a little bit of that makes a whole lot. All right, so that's it. We got all the filling in, and now we will, still warm, we will add our top. See how that works out. Almost like a cake when you think about it.
You forgot to add the cheese.
Oh, well, I did, but cheese is gonna be on top. Thank you. We're gonna have the cheese, it'll blend right on in because my top is thin. So, and of course when it cooks it does spread. Oh, it's gonna be bomb. When you cut it, we just flip it. So now, it will spread as it bakes, for sure.
You need to add some of that.
What? I'm gonna add some of that? Alright.
There's some spots you have not.
Alright. I do have some on the side. So what I will do is we will put some cheese in right now. Use any brand cheese. There's no in particular brand, whatever your favorite brand of cheese is. Okay? I'm using a non-dairy cheese blend, which is not bad at all, really. So we will just do this. And what we're going to do is, we do have a little bit of more cornmeal set aside. So I'm going to go refreshing that up. It's a little swollen, so I need to work with it a little bit. You know how it goes. Okay? So, we just add a little bit of milk to it. Bring it to life. Alright. Make sure we have a nice, good top filling at the same time. Here we go.
Oh, I didn't know you were up.
What you thought? Edges were lacking more than anything, right? So what we just gonna do is just gonna give it a nice good top coating on top of the cheese. So it's kind of like, you know, when you've ever been to Domino's and you got their cheese sticks and cheese is in the middle. Imagine that. That's what I think I'm creating. Gordon Ramsay would not let me on his show. That's okay.
thinking of just filling in the spots that were empty. I didn't think you were gonna go through open.
I didn't either, but why not? Nothing goes to waste. I was able to use it. I was able to use all of it, just about. So, clean up that side where I did do a big owie. Now we'll put this baby in the oven. It's cooled off. It might run over and get all big. I can see it right now. It is already running over. So that's because it's melting. So what we're going to do is we're going to get it in the oven right now. And I'll see you, I will say, in about probably 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes or so. Oh, this is thicker, so maybe 12. That don't sound right? I'll tell you what, we will watch it, it will bake, and we will watch how much time it took to bake, and we'll let you know. Okay? Alright. See you in a few. Alright. This is the final finished product. So now I'm going to ask the cameraman Jordan to come on here so we can taste this creation and see how it tastes. So come on back here. And in the meantime, I'm going to be just cutting it up, putting it on our plates. But I did want you to see it. See how it just laid over? It just laid over, right? So we're going to cut some up. I will know next time. Always use a much larger pan. Ooh, that's a lot more ready. It's like a pie. Well, of course it is a tamale pie. Okay, this is going to be a mess. You got it? Please. Yes. Bread and eat it too. All right, let's go for it. Let's see what we're working with here. It's definitely hot, so be careful for sure. It's kind of hard.
You would tell me that as I take a bite. That's crazy.
It just came out the oven. Did you have a big bite?
Crazy.
You alright? No.
Toss it up.
It's hard to taste it when it's so hot. It's good. It's just good. It really is. Less cornbread though. But the thing about it is you can always set your bread to the side. So you have your bottom layer to eat it with. It's still hot, huh, baby? I'm so sorry. You got it straight out of the oven. That's just a mango tangerine. It's refreshing. Mango tangerine. Healthy drinking. Anyway, there it is. See? What do you think with that black beans in there? It's like really a southwestern tamale pie. With the black beans added to it. Also, you can also, I wanted to put in a can of chili. At one point I was thinking, let's do a can of chili. So you can just like make your own. It doesn't always have to be, because they require enchilada sauce. I don't know, enchilada sauce, red sauce. But knowing he's more of a meat and potatoes kind of guy, just figured just give him the meat. Got a bunch of sauce mixed all in.
I'm not a meat and potatoes guy. I don't brag. You know damn well I love my veggies.
You do love your veggies. Now I'm not gonna say that. When I said I was going vegetarian, no meat, you was like, hell no, forget that. You ain't gonna do without your meat.
No, in general, but if you would have made this vegetarian, I wouldn't have been.
Oh no, I never said you was against.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Good healthy eating, and because of course that's how I cook.
I'm not giving up my sushi. That's one thing I'm not giving up. So no, that life is not for me.
But sushi is is part of a vegetarian life, isn't it? Rice, fish,
Yes.
California rolls. You know what I'm saying? There's no meat because they eat unless you're going vegan. I think vegans don't even do fish.
They do no animal or animal byproduct.
Okay.
So no honey, eggs, milk.
That's the difference.
Cheese.
Anything came from an animal. And I can see why too. But I won't go there. Anyway. Thank you for watching. Now I will say this. I use Jiffy. But it would have came out to me a little bit different and probably a little bit better to me if I would have just used the old-fashioned cornmeal and just made my cornbread. You know what I'm saying? Without the Jiffy. Because the Jiffy has a little bit of a sweet taste to it. So it kind of like, to be honest, throws me off a little. Because it's sweet. A little bit. So, make sure you do this. Don't be lazy like I did. This was quick, easy, fast. Still good. Still good because I love cornbread. Then I did butter my cornbread on top because I like buttered cornbread. So when you separate them, it's good. It's really good. Still good. So anyway, thanks for watching. I usually don't eat everything. This time I did. You can use your bread to scoop it up with too. The cumin, it's a new flavor to me. It's my first time cooking with it. And chili powder. That's what's going on right now. Make it a great day on purpose. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and hit that like. And make sure you watch this all the way through because watching it all the way through is what helps us get through. All right. Peace out, y'all. Bye-bye.
Subscribe, click like, subscribe, click that like. Cooking with fire, what's your desire? Let me make you some good to eat. It'd be so good you'll fall asleep. Now you're cooking with fire, elevating dishes higher. Let me fix you something sweet.